if it stops when you start a relationship, it was never just a friendship.
Can I ask something though? Because some people, like, they treat their friendships like buffers for relationships.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's something more. It's not just a friendship.
When do you say, okay, hey, this is a friendship that's never going to be more than
It should be natural. My God, you should
natural.
not be having to draw boundaries with the opposite sex
Yeah.
of like, don't call me this time, or like, we need to tone it down when I have a girlfriend, because that means you were doing relationship stuff with that friend before you got a partner. So, yeah.
I feel that way. But again, common sense ain't always common. It's
I
like
think we
sometimes you do. I don't think it's a problem that you have to say those things out loud. I think it's more respectful sometimes.
I think you were being the emotional support of that friend to a level that
dangerous.
was,
Yes.
Welcome to the Echo of Lab podcast. This is the two-man series. Everybody's been asking me to bring back the two-man series, and I had to bring it back with some of my favorite people. Now, the two-man, it's not a dating show. It's not a rumble on the internet. It's not a pop the balloon whatsoever. But it's a conversation about men in relationships, bringing on the perspective of the ladies. Everybody's been asking about the ladies, and without further ado, the ladies, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Camille Fraser.
Hi, I'm Niliarys Camille.
Got you. I'm happy that they're here, but I'm joined by the none other than Sam. How's it going, Sam?
What's going on, y'all?
It's going good?
Can't complain.
Listen, I'm afraid of this conversation. This is every time I have conversations with these people, it's nothing more than laughter, okay? So please forgive me if there's so much laughter in this conversation. But how are you guys doing?
That's a great question. It is good. I would say, like, over the break, over the break, it's been relaxing. Small fire, but I still have my house, so that's great. Yep.
I feel like you have to go a little bit deeper on that fire. You can just throw that in there.
Small fire is like, wow.
Small literal fire. I wish it was like a figurative fire. No, real fire. But we're fine. We had like a fire extinguisher, so I,
thank goodness,
sprayed it out. Have a new fancy inductive fire. Stove. So
okay,
yeah,
I like
super cool
improvements.
You right?
That's what I'm talking
New
about.
year, new improvements. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is potluck at Camille's house.
Yes, that's exactly.
I don't
Bonfire.
Oh.
Wait, my bad.
Too soon.
I don't think insurance is going to cover that one.
But yes, I had to bring back the two-man series because I have a lot to ask these ladies. And of course, I got to start off with an RAQ, something I like to call a randomly asked question. You know how you have like frequently asked questions on websites? This is an RAQ. Question you're not prepared for whatsoever. Sam didn't even hear this conversation. But yeah, ladies and Sam, what would you do if your spouse, your husband, your wife of 5 years says, I'm a vampire? What if they tell you after 5 years of marriage, they tell you they're a vampire, and they say, you know what, you got three options. Either become a vampire, either act like nothing happened, or divorce. Which one we doing?
I become a vampire.
Absolutely.
You become a vampire?
I'm going, like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like, why didn't you tell me before this? Did you not think I was going to be accepting? That's crazy.
So you're going full vampire?
Full vampire.
So forever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no till death do the part because there's no more dying?
Pretty much,
That just makes it better then.
Got you. Sam, what you doing?
Are we not going to bring them out into the sun? Like, imagine they lie to you, and then they're looking at you crazy when you say, okay, I want to become a vampire too. No? Okay, I guess I'm
So you're not going to become a vampire?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Am I crazy for that?
The lady said...
You have a whole partner. So you're like, yeah, this is not going to work. So is that divorce?
Give me the perks and benefits first.
Wow.
The what?
The perks and benefits.
So you just
I don't know what
cancel the
vampire life is
relationship
like.
for the... Wow.
So your wife tells you, hey, this is what I had going on, XYZ, I was afraid to tell you. You saying, hey, you know what? Go and divorce you. A vampire, that is.
Wait, would you divorce her or just like pretend like nothing happened?
I can't just pretend like nothing that didn't happen.
I'll pretend
Well,
like
like you
nothing
keep
happened.
living your life and you're like,
I'll pretend like nothing happened.
What?
It's like,
Well, she can keep bringing it up, isn't she?
What?
Yeah, there's no way to pretending like that didn't happen. Like, you're gonna think about it the next day, and the next day probably like.
Well, my question, I would have more questions than anything else.
What?
What were you feeding on? My first question.
That's a very good question.
And if you're hungry enough, will I be the next meal?
I mean, if it's been 5 years of marriage and you've not been a meal, you know.
Maybe he had
But-
other, sources nearby.
Right, but telling me might be the end of things. Like, he's like telling me because I'm about to die.
Oh,
So if I
right.
say no, he's like, well, great. Now you're
So becoming a vampire
Right.
is like self-preservation.
correct.
Okay, see,
Got
How
you,
do you
got you.
become a vampire?
I
they
think,
bite you.
like,
No,
unless you're like the start.
No, yeah, that's a great question. It can't be bite because no.
Yeah. Did you guys ever watch Vampire Diaries?
Nope.
No.
I didn't, but I was hoping you guys did.
Maybe I did.
You look-y did.
The
No, I
originals.
didn't. No, I didn't. I did it. I did not watch Vampire Diaries at all.
Oh,
didn't.
I watched the originals.
Ah.
I didn't watch the diaries. And that was like way past when they were biting people or trying to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was nothing but drama at that point. So I don't even,
So I'm gonna act like nothing happened. I'm gonna go about my day, my life. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna remember. Oh yeah, she's never been in the sun. That makes sense. I'm just saying.
see, but that's the thing. You cannot just like go and like nothing happened. Like that changes your whole life. Well, I mean, if you were living like that before, but
Just
to the
explanations.
sun, like she can't come to your kids like games, like
Right.
Oh wait, I didn't think about that part. Kids,
oh,
yeah.
can they like? Nah, probably not.
half human, half
Nobody
vampire.
has.
I owe
so
you
it
an
should be
apology, Sam.
fine.
I didn't think about this part. Yeah.
You're going to die, though. And you're going to still be alive.
Mm.
So,
So deck those part on.
Oh
mine.
yeah, you're not her first partner either.
Oh,
See now.
that's
Yeah, I gotta
facts.
become the vampire with her. I gotta be the last. I gotta be the last. I gotta be the last. See, these are the things we gotta think
Yeah.
about. These are the things we gotta think about in relationships. Now, I have a question.
if you want to become a vampire.
If you're a vampire when I leave you or not, that's crazy.
Hey, I mean, would I leave? I'm stunted. I'm like, I thought I would be down, but now that I think about it, it's like long term. I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know if being a vampire is gonna work out.
So you're willing to... It's going to be tough. She's definitely going to live past you. The kids are going to live past you. Everyone's going to live past you. If you don't.
Mm,
So it's hereditary. Hereditary?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. My bad. Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Oh, I don't really remember.
I only watched the first movie, so I don't.
Wait, let me think. Edward. Because it's a vampire, isn't he?
Vampire, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to check the room real quick.
Wait, why not the wolf? Like, why not?
People.
Like, doesn't the moon come out and then, like, you can't, like, you have to go into the forest. You have
Did
to
you
do a
watch
few
the series?
I
things.
don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
You never watched Twilight?
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Is this your first day on Earth?
I also haven't watched Titanic.
You've never watched Titanic,
Wow.
bro. You got to catch up. These are like
But I
movies.
know
That's
what happens.
crazy.
Yeah, everybody knows what happens. It was a real,
So
story
watch it. What
because it's important.
You know
These
what
are
happens when you still read the
history.
Bible? That's not a good excuse.
Spoilers.
You know what?
But overall, I want to have a conversation about relationships or even feeling prepared. Even with the vampire questions, like, okay, how do you know that you're prepared for relationships? How do you guys think about it? Do you feel like there's 100% prepared for relationships, or it's like, just wing it?
I think that you can sense how prepared you are to commit to a long-term relationship. I think looking at the quality of your friendships and how have you been able to sustain them through conflict or time away and with the different changing seasons of life can help you gauge how prepared you are to commit. That's my answer for now. Yeah. I think looking at friendships provides some insight into how prepared you are.
Gotcha. So somebody's like never had a relationship or a friendship that's lasted long. Probably not.
I think there's some important questions to be asked. If like I meet someone, they're like, yeah, I don't have any like long-term friends.
That makes
Facts,
sense.
I agree. I would say, I mean, it depends on your age. If you're an adult and
There's no kids watching these.
okay, so
I'm joking, I'm
no,
joking,
but I
I'm
mean,
joking.
like as a kid, like when you were younger, because well, I'm not gonna assume, but I was gonna assume that most people have dated at this point. So I feel like if you are at this point in life, then like I would hope that you have had previous relationships, and then it would be based off of history.
Mm.
So it would look a lot different. Now, if you've had no one prior to, then I would have to look at like your relationship with your mom or like your relationship with friends, teachers, whatever like life and you look like, then it would be that. But for me, I prefer to date friends. I've always liked to approach it from like knowing them fully before I go into it rather than like they meet me off the street, because those have been my least successful relationships where they like I don't know them prior to our dating.
I'll be honest with you. Me, him, and other people had this argument so many times. You remember?
No, not specifically.
There's a particular car ride where I almost crashed the car
Oh, nice.
in order to be right.
In order to
Okay,
be right,
When
you said
was
or
this?
dead.
Remember
I'm not getting
the-
in a car with
the-
you.
I was there for this.
Remember the Heat game? Me,
Oh.
you, yeah. The conversation or the debate was:
Yeah.
was it better to be friends before or not be friends before? I was on the side of not being friends before.
Because
I think you meet them while you're dating them. At least I think so.
you want to meet the person while you're dating them.
Yeah, I mean
Do
you
you-
have to.
Do you know how long people take before they show your true colors?
I think that's depends on how good you are at, I guess, not investigating, but like, asking questions, being diligent, all that type of stuff.
So you want to be a detective in your relationship?
Not being a detective,
Huh.
but being more like, I don't think you really know somebody until you're in a relationship with them, or you're trying to be in a relationship with them,
So
even
you-
if you are friends.
So you don't think friendships are relationships? You just think there's only one relationship and it's romantic?
I think that romantic relationships and friendships are completely different.
But in your argument, we can then deduct that in your friendships, you really don't know the person.
Right.
To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
Does that sound different?
I disagree. Yeah.
So you think that because you're friends, you know them better in aspects of relationships?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
So let's get this straight. You start a relationship and you go into
No,
it
no,
and
no,
you're
no,
like,
no, no, no. Dating.
No. In this dating, right?
Right.
You go into it and you tell all the truth and nothing but the truth.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah, you pretend a little bit.
That's
Like
what I'm
character
saying.
is
I was-
proven through time and behavior.
Right.
Right.
But I think, can you really study that time and behavior while you're just friends?
Absolutely.
I think so. 'cause,
You think so?
Like I at least in the beginning stages of a relationship, I'm not as like vulnerable or 100% myself as opposed to like when I am in my friendships. My friendships, especially like my close friends, they see like the raw side of me.
Right.
But like with the like say I'm talking to a girl or a lady, right? And I'm gonna essentially put my best foot forward, but not necessarily a fake version of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still holding back until like a certain point. Like as you get further and further along, that's when the more raw side comes out of me. But with friendships, at least with myself, I've seen like they're able to see like the raw me quicker, especially like the jokes I make and things like that. Which
Unfiltered, know.
yeah,
So you think that's better to discover while you're friends before dating?
Yeah, because at that point you can make an informed decision.
To just date?
Or not date.
yeah. Because like if I'm in a relationship, like I'm going the extra mile. It's like if I say to somebody, "Hey, I want you to be my girlfriend," that's something serious for me.
Right.
That I'm fighting for that relationship at that
Right,
point. Like
right.
I'm thinking of, hey, this is somebody I would want my mother to know, my family
Right.
to know.
Mm.
You know, that's something serious.
because
Right.
your version sounds expendable. Your version sounds like if you do it like mid relationship or mid dating, you're like, this is not gonna work for me. I feel like it's a little. I'm not gonna say too late, but that you invested all of that time. You're just gonna be like, actually, I'm cool on this and just leave.
I mean, yeah.
That's tough.
Because I was thinking like you're already, even when you're friends, investing that time anyway. I think of it more like being intentional. Like I'm intentionally getting to know this person romantically.
But there's feelings, and there's more deeper feelings than just friendship, though.
Wouldn't you have to be like upfront about that?
About what?
Like let's say I meet a girl, right? And I already have feelings for her. But I'm getting to know her, but she thinks that I'm being a friend, but I'm really trying to get to know her romantically. I would think it's better to be upfront about that. Upfront about the feelings, or upfront about my intentions. Go ahead.
Okay. What is the difference then? Because you keep separating getting to know someone and then getting to know someone romantically. What is that romantic aspect of getting to know someone that's so different from intentionally pouring into your friendships? Because that's why I commented on, like, I think that you can see how someone relates to their friends and the time and the intention behind keeping those people in their lives. Because with friendships, you should be putting in effort, maybe
Right.
not as much as a committed relationship, because, you know, but still. So what is that difference with the intention, like, or getting to know someone romantically and then just friendship?
I would say the intention is the end goal.
Okay.
When I think, or at least for me, when I think about dating, or at least being intentional in dating, the intention or the end goal is to possibly get in a relationship. The end goal of friendship would be to become better friends. That's where I would think it's like, okay, I would need to be upfront about the intention. Because let's say, like, I have this intention, she thinks it differently. I would feel like, you know, I'm kind of acting weird by not saying that up front. That's what I would think.
So, I mean, besides if you go that route, if you want to go that route of like touching her more than you touch your regular friends, or like differently. Why you smiling?
That sounded so strange.
That's a romantic part.
Like besides that romantic aspect, like besides like holding her hands, or like just holding her waist, like things like you do like physically
Right,
to a partner. What is different? And
there's this different sense of quote unquote like intimacy with your romantic partners rather than your friends.
Well,
Like even if I have a homegirl, I'm not gonna treat her like she's going to become my girlfriend.
Okay, so wait. Can no one ever go from friend to your, like, can they
I'm
not
not saying
like,
it can't.
but then you require them to be like, hey, so I just wanted to let you know I currently am feeling a little something in my chest. If this grows, is this cool with you? Like, how does...
Because I would think of it like trying to be upfront and as honest as possible.
I think it's really difficult for people to identify their feelings that quickly. Some people are not even sure.
Wait, is it feelings or curiosity?
I think if you go around telling people that you're curious about
Not-
where this relationship should go, like, that's not wise.
Right.
With
Because-
every friendship. Oh, go
Right.
ahead.
No, I was like, no,
Yeah.
with what you're saying, because I've had friends that, like, we were talking, and say I had a crush on them in high school, I tell them, and then as adults, they're like, oh, you did? And then they proceed to then like me at the adult stage, and I'm like, oh, I was just referring to back then. But it wasn't until I said something, they're like, oh, I can have feelings now. I'm like, huh? Like, you waited till I told you?
I mean, I'm a little bit confused on that because it's like, okay, when do you bring it up? If not at the start, when do you bring up those feelings and stuff? Essentially,
I think that there's plenty of communication that's not verbal.
Oh, 100% agree.
I
Thank you.
disagree.
What?
What?
I think people are horrible at taking hints. Men are horrible at taking hints.
I'm not saying hints though.
Then nonverbal communication.
Yeah, nonverbal. It doesn't.
That's not hints.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, that's reading. That's just like you You do that in everyday life.
Yeah.
If somebody's like, if I'm sitting here with my arm crossed like this, you're gonna realize I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
Like you can see you're like letting loose, or like there are different things you can tell.
Yeah.
As opposed to like taking hands, like, oh, them flirting with you.
Because they're like, okay, for me, with the approach that I go, where most of my relationships have been friendships into relationships, a lot of the times, sometimes they didn't identify that they do it. I could just tell. Like, I can literally see them, like, looking at me like strange, right? Because I know what it looks like. Please tell me. I mean, I know Nilly knows. Like, we as girls can identify when someone looks at us because they think what they see is nice versus when they're just looking at us. And, like, there's a distinction. So, like, same thing, I think, relationally or in friendship. It's like, okay, like, you're telling me stuff that, like, I'm not going to say don't matter, but, like, you're wanting to tell me more. You're wanting my reaction. You're looking at me.
There's that natural, like, draw to that person.
Yeah, that's not just, like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I really, really like you.
Go ahead.
I didn't have nothing to add right now. I agree. I was also going to ask you, when do you then say, oh, I'm curious about this friendship, or I would want to pursue you?
Right.
How early on? Like the next week? Because you feel it? Or
Right.
I would think it's like, it's more so, okay, so what I'm thinking is more like avoiding in a sense, like, I can't say I've been this way, but I've heard it from other people. I can't say I've been this way, but it's like when people feel like they've invested so much in a certain action or to get a reaction, then when that reaction isn't had, then they get mad. Like if somebody says, oh, they were doing X, Y, Z to get this person to like them. Yeah. They don't like them, and then they like go wild. I'm against that, but because I'm against that, I would think, okay, the solution,
how to
be
prevent
upfront.
that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot different, though.
Really?
I think that has more to do with their feelings of being rejected than that has anything to do with putting in effort and it went nowhere. Because in the like everyone's not as tough as that feels. Everyone's not required to, because I put in this effort, I need to get a result. That's just not how it works.
And not everybody's supposed to validate the feelings.
Correct. And so you would want to put imagine you put in all this effort and then out of sympathy, they're like, you know what?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Like there's no
sucks.
good in the bad situation, whether they put in effort or the person doesn't want them or does. Like it's like I had said prior to, like, if I have to say, like, oh, I liked you, and then you're like, wait, I think I could have feelings for you. It's like, that feels disingenuous.
We're acting.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No. We can get back to that after.
Okay, I was gonna say, I forgot.
Oh
no, wait. Oh yeah, I think how we're taking this conversation, where we're like talking about I need to tell you up front, like we're acting like the other person doesn't have feelings or will have a voice in expressing if they see you more,
because they have to have a choice in like the interactions.
Exactly.
Like I would think of it as like, okay, being upfront will let this person know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be right in a sense? Like if a guy is pursuing a girl, but let's say the girl doesn't know that she's being pursued, but she thinks she's getting a good friendship out of it, and then he pulls the rug out of from under her and says, hey, I got feelings XYZ. Next thing you know, she's like, no, and then the friendship is gone.
I need an example because I just have a hard time visualizing how a girl is not gonna know that she's being pursued.
I actually have had this experience, and I can talk about it. So I was friends with in high school, like the story I was telling you about. I was friends with someone, and at the time, like when you go on high school friend like dates and stuff, like we don't always identify them as like, hey, we're going on a date. Like we're just going out. We're just going to a place. We're just going to eat. We're going to try something, right? And so me and this person kept doing that. We kept going out under the distinction that we're best friends. Now, did I know that they had feelings? There's certain things that me as a person, like, I don't like. And one of those things is I don't really like being touched all that much, right? Like, it's just, I get like I start to focus on the touch versus like
Right.
listening. Like I need all of my senses to hear. Okay, I need all of my senses to hear. And so with that being said, like the times that say he might have wanted to touch my arm, and I've been like, why are you touching my arm, right? And that's like the end of the conversation. I want you to know that this friendship was like 2-3 years, it's current now. Like we're still friends now. And it wasn't until like I came back from college that this person was like, you know, we were at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and like they said to me like, hey, like, oh, can I try your drink? And I'm like, sure, like get your own straw. And he was like, get my own straw? I was like, yeah, like I don't know where your mouth's been. Being funny. I was being funny.
Damn.
Right? He was offended. He was like, what does that mean? And I was like, nothing, right? And so like
You're
after
kind of
that
oblivious
conversation,
to it.
right?
Yeah.
After that conversation, it was like, oh, like you didn't know this whole time? Like you just think we would go out on dates? And I was like, yeah.
He's delusional. Come on, 3 years, and he thought y'all were like.
That's what I'm saying. I was honest about all my other interactions with other people, other dates.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
He was willing to wait under like the guise of friendship in order for, and I think I'm not gonna lie, it has a lot to do with just how much confidence you have in yourself.
To a degree, yeah.
Because like I personally don't even think it's cool to like date multiple people in a friend group, and he was part of my ex's friend group.
Okay.
So like there were like things that I was like, I don't think this would ever. So there were hints he could have gotten
from the start.
Correct.
That this was never
correct.
Right. I think even with guys in a more general sense, it's like we do tend to overthink,
right,
or even sometimes do have confidence issues. But a lot of times, at least with guys in the quote unquote the friend zone, right? A lot of times you think being friends is progress towards that relationship. So as guys, sometimes we lean into it's like, okay, cool, I'm going to be friends. I'm going to learn this, that, third about her. She's going to see me. She's going to know exactly who I am. And then when I pop the question, then she's going to be with it.
We're waiting till pop the question to let her know?
Yeah. Wait, what question?
What question, yeah.
Question of, okay, will you go out with me? Will you be a girlfriend? XYZ? All those questions.
Those two are very different, but okay.
That was so different, yeah.
Like,
okay.
The question, like, yo, will you be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Because
don't think just like you. Think about like guys in general.
Okay.
Think about all of us.
What am I?
Right, think outside of yourself.
Well, I mean,
we tend to overthink it a little bit.
With like, I've had conversations with my guy friends, and it's like, yo, you're gonna, from how we talk, you're gonna know, or the young lady's gonna know, this is my intention.
Right. You think that most people will catch the hints?
Yes. Well, hint, I'm telling you. Yo, this is how I want to pursue you. If you don't feel that way, that's a different conversation. But I feel like you're leaving it up in the air for too long. And then if she misinterprets it one way and then she starts thinking one thing, you might have ruined your chances. So in order to reduce like the confusion all around, just say it straight up. Like, I mean, I think we're all adults here.
Right.
Well, we're all adults now.
No, but that's what I was saying from the beginning. It depends on our age.
Does depend on your age.
Because we're not.
So,
hold on. Because as adults, none of us, right? When we start a new relationship with a person, like we can tell the differences. Like we're not like we don't.
You think every adult can tell the differences?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Going into like us, right? We're here at this podcast. If I were to say to you, hey Vlad, I don't talk to you, right, outside of like at specific events or like say something on social media. Outside of this, if I was like, hey Vlad, like let's go eat wings by ourselves.
As an adult, I'll process
as an
it
adult,
differently.
all of us as adults know like when something doesn't look like something else. We have enough pattern recognition to be like, okay, this is not the same as
your like regular friendship.
Exactly. So that's where the distinction where we're like, you can tell if someone likes you. You can tell if there's something there other than friendship. They're putting an effort more than someone would for a friendship. Like they want to know how do you feel about like the event we went to? Like, you feel like a friend would ask you that?
Nah, probably not.
Exactly.
I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to not just think about my own experience.
Right.
But I'm thinking like for most adults, for most
Right.
people, not just for most people,
Right.
I genuinely don't think most people would catch hints, men or women. I've even heard from women that they throw all the hints that they can, but the men don't catch them.
How many months of hints? Because
Right.
I might change my answer.
What do you mean?
Of like, if you should straight up say your intentions.
Right.
Because I'm just thinking that your answer requires like a 2-week timeline of knowing this
I
person,
don't
meeting
think
this
it's like
person.
first day and then tomorrow you ask the question. No, I don't think it's like
Okay.
repeat it like before you go months into a friendship and stuff like that. I personally think it would be better to have that conversation if you're curious about if it could be romantic or it has to be, or you guys want it to be strictly platonic.
Okay, so not wait like 6 months or a year before you're like, I want to pursue you for a relationship.
6 months is too much.
Okay. Okay.
6 months is too much.
I was gonna say,
6 months is a long time.
I might be the wrong person for this because, like, I'm not gonna know that I like someone and wait longer than like a week. Like, you're gonna feel effort immediately. Like, it's not gonna, like, there's no guess. What are we guessing? Like, I'm 27. I'm 27, right? And maybe even me at 23. Like, maybe it's because I've gone through it where, like, if you're friends with someone for that long and you don't know they don't like you in that way,
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a little bit of delulu going on. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So Delulu's not good.
No.
Just making sure. Just making sure. Just making sure.
It's not
Delulu
the
means
salulu.
like you stretched things. Delulu means that like you didn't see it for what it was.
Right.
And I think that's where you get into the I put in effort and it went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or I never meant to have a relationship further with someone.
Right.
Because like, yeah, because your first thing was like, oh, if you put in effort.
Right. I think when people feel like they've put in effort towards something, they like naturally you want, I don't want to say reward.
Yeah, reward. That's what it's called.
Well, yeah, reward.
that's
You
what
want to like, essentially, yeah, reward. You want to feel validated in the work you put in.
So what if you
But
didn't?
I would be questioning like, okay, before you essentially put in X amount of work, have the conversation up front so you don't feel like, okay, you put in work towards something that didn't go anywhere.
But then there's also that risk. If you're having a genuine relationship, you have to be. There are risks and benefits. Well, there are risks to it all. You're putting in money. First off,
Yes,
was he paying for your food?
Yes, I paid sometimes. I paid sometimes because that's the age in which we're talking about was right after high school into college.
So
There was no work. Yeah, like we were not working. We were,
People,
like
bro,
if we were
people
making,
like,
yeah.
hey, can you spot me some
Correct,
food,
like,
XYZ? You
exactly.
hungry? I understand
So
that.
like if he had the job, then maybe he was paying. If I had money, then I was paying. Or if I paid half, he paid half. There were times it did get to the point where he paid, but that's because he had a job. I was still in school.
Okay.
So like
If you're
Okay.
volunteering this much time, money, effort, and
That's
XYZ,
the-
right.
but the question is like, okay, if you know you're curious about it from the start, I'm thinking have the conversation so you don't invest the time, money, effort, XYZ.
When are you having the conversation? Give me a timeline.
Me personally,
Sorry,
go
what?
ahead.
Yeah, like
This-
when.
What is this? What conversation? The one of, hey, I'm interested.
Yeah,
Okay, you can.
the
Yeah,
interested conversation. I think
Like a.
at most a month. At most.
Okay.
A month of like consistent seeing each other and XYZ.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like you gotta know at that point.
You gotta know.
We're hoping, right?
No, yeah. I changed my answer then. Okay.
you agree
I
with me?
really thought you meant like I meet you this day and then tomorrow I'm like I want to pursue you for a relationship.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely
a month
not.
and like
No,
she
but you wouldn't even need a friendship at that point.
What do you mean?
So
Yeah.
like when I'm talking right, friendship into relationship, it just so happens that like I'm friends with the person. But there are other instances where like I meet people. That's what I'm saying. Like on the street, like or someone comes up to me, or like we meet somewhere, like and I know from start they're like, oh my gosh, you're cute. Let's talk. Like I know from the beginning what that was.
Yeah.
The only time I feel like this would be a conversation is if it's for a friend.
If you're like, I'm thinking like, this could be
Right?
either a friend or this could be a romantic partner. But it's like it's going down
but
two
that's
roads.
what I said.
Right.
This was like if someone comes up to me as an adult, I know that their intention, if their first words to me like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute," was not my friend. And I also know, sadly enough, that it's really, really hard to be friends with men as an adult because mostly their intention is either to wait it out or to date.
Oh my god, look how you got them.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
I like this. I like that you just said that. Is it possible to be friends with? Is it possible to be friends with opposite gender?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes.
Is it possible? We're gonna answer that
Yes.
question right after this break. What happens when you mix manhood with accountability? You get Vlad versus the boys.
It's not good to have a bunch of
Yes, men around you. You can't move the same way when you're single, when you're in a relationship. You just can't do it.
Now we might talk reckless a little bit, just a little bit. It's cake and it's icing, not that type of cake.
Dog picked up with one hand, threw up in the air. I said no.
That's the common sense kicking in. What you mean?
This is Vlad versus the boys, only on the Echo of Vlad podcast. These are my boys. These are my partners, my ride or dies. If I'm getting in trouble, they down with me.
Hold on. No, you mind about that.
If I say anything crazy on the internet, they with me as well. You feel me?
You got that,
If I get canceled,
You are.
they're with me as
The
well.
words of Vlad are the words of Vlad.
No cap.
We're back, and unfortunately, the infamous question was asked: can men and women be friends? I'll be honest, I think yes, but I
Yes.
might be a person who's being disagreed with today.
Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I say yes. As long as there are clear boundaries set, then you're fine.
Wait, my bad.
Why would you need boundaries if it's just a friendship?
How
And
do
what
you
are
know?
these boundaries? Please.
Yeah.
No, I mean they answered.
Yes.
Huh?
They asked the question. I'm gonna save mine for later.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
gonna say
thought
mine
you
first.
started. Well, it really depends. I mean, like, there are boundaries while I'm in a relationship, and then boundaries outside are two different boundaries. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be spending as much time with you while I'm in a relationship,
So that's a friendship?
in a friendship. Yeah, I mean, so, like, if, say, for example, if anybody's in a relationship and has a best friend, are you still spending that same amount of time with your best friend pre-relationship as during the relationship?
Well, that's a
Nah.
totally different question. We're talking about friendship, right? That's a little different than if you have the opposite
right?
sex. Wait, what is the question?
It
Say
kind of
again.
believes into what he's saying, but
Okay.
more so it's like, okay, can men and women truly be friends and
Okay.
it not lead to anything else?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can men and women truly be friends?
Yes.
I think so, but again, with boundaries, because there has to be boundaries to know that this is a friendship and not
Right.
anything else.
Right. But I would go a step further and go into best friends because that's a completely.
Oh, you think? Oh, so you're saying
Separate.
friends and best friends are two
Yeah.
different things?
Okay, I mean, do you want to hit the
Most-
first point first?
Because most
and then
time,
come back
oh
to the
yeah,
best one,
do you
or-
want to go over friendships first and then best friends? Because that's totally different conversations.
I want to define it real quick.
Okay.
When you hear friends, when you hear best friends, what's the difference?
Well, we can either go by Webster Dictionary friends, or we can go by like when someone's like, friends to me, and that's completely different. So I would say loose definition of a friends is someone you talk to relatively often enough that you know something about their life versus an acquaintance where they don't really know anything other than like maybe social media
Oh,
or a
okay,
story
gotcha.
from someone else.
Right.
So I would go as far as to say like a friend is someone I talk to, at least maybe a month, maybe a week, which is very different than a best friend. And there wouldn't, for me, I wouldn't need to put a distinction or boundary on whether I can talk to you now that I'm in a relationship, because what was that? If it was just a friendship, then why did it change
Well,
now that you're in a
The
relationship?
consistency, because that time you used to spend with, well, when I was referring to at least,
Okay.
that time you would spend with that person before is now being shifted over to that relationship. It's like you're just investing more into the relationship while you're like in general.
So that was a best friend. Then.
Well, just a friend in general. I was saying
Friend in general.
So
Can
friend
they be
in-
friends in general? Yes.
With my friends, I spent that's just naturally how things happen. At least the way I've seen it. Once somebody gets into a relationship, unless it's like
Unfortunately,
there's
things change.
there's like but it's not even a bad thing.
No, yeah, I
it's
don't think
like
it's bad.
if I got into a relationship or before I got into a relationship, me and Vlad used to hang out all day on Sunday. Now, if I want to prioritize my relationship, and for example, that's the day that me and her both have free time, I won't be able to spending as much time with Vlad gaming. I'll spend like say half a day with him and then half a day with we figure it out.
So you gonna leave me hanging? That's what you're saying.
You would
You gonna leave me? You gonna leave
let
me?
me.
Right.
You gonna leave me hanging? That's what you're saying.
Right.
You want to be invited to the wedding?
Yes.
You want to help me invest?
Key.
I concede this one time. This one time only. But I see what you're saying. I like what you're saying about like, okay, those things will change.
Shifts, right.
I like what you said about like best friends. Like, of course, that's different. Person that you like, you're more frequent with, you're more close to, and stuff like that. So to restate the question,
Right.
can men and women be best friends?
Absolutely not.
Really? We need one more
Anyone
answer.
else? Anyone else before
No,
I
yeah,
speak?
I agree with Camille. I think if I think about my best friends, the level of reliance emotionally that I have on them, just because we've formed that bond, I don't think I would want to have that with another male that's not my husband, or continue to cultivate that once in a relationship with the opposite sex.
Gotcha.
Because there is a level of intimacy that there is
With-
with friendships.
Okay.
Yeah.
With best friends.
With best friendship,
Yeah.
that's like it's teetering the lines too much. With
Yeah, because
relationships.
I mean, when we think about like how much we want it, or even not even want to talk to our best friends, but that it happens, like calls where they want, they tell you about like the most recent things, big things that happen, happy things. Like that's a lot of updates. That's a lot of updates that we can say safely that a friend does not get. Just a friend.
Right.
So when you know that much about my life, I think there are like you really have to at that point create inner boundaries. I think because boundaries are more so for yourself and rules are for other people. So yeah, you're setting up all these boundaries because it can get crazy quick.
True.
You're sharing these things that like traumatic or like sad and like depending at the time of night, like it can mesh very, very, very quickly.
So okay, so you cultivate that. Okay, well, first my question would be, everybody who you're best friends with of the opposite sex, do you want to get into a relationship with them?
So,
like personally, I guess.
For me to get to the conclusion that you can't be friends with men, it was giving men a large amount of room and space to answer that question. Because in my mind, going from high school into college, of course, I had plenty of guy friends. In college, I had plenty of guy friends. To the point where, like, I know intimate things about them in the sense of, like, who they like, stuff like that. Now, the problem is they went from friendships to if I was open or a moment of, like, intimacy where like I'm sharing something like, oh my gosh, like I feel so sad, like I saw, like just example, like, or like, oh my gosh, look at my like, how do you feel about my outfit? And they're like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. Or like, there's just certain things where it's just like they're supporting in a way that's no longer a friendship. And I think like
So starting to bleed
Correct.
into somewhere that you're not trying to go into.
And then there gets to the point where you're now two adults, or gets to the point where you're now like at this stage in life, and you're kind of like confused on how you got to them liking you. So like these are just lived experiences where it's just like we were friends. I thought we were friends, and then we weren't friends.
The rug was pulled out.
Right.
Right. So
I could understand, and I think I agree with like how you presented that. in a sense. I do think boundaries are the more like the determining factor, and whether this person can respect the boundaries, or even if like let's say they start to feel something, whatever, right? It's like how they go about it. I think that determines like what, like if the best friendship can happen. I think it's possible. Probably like on like maybe 2% of the world.
I was gonna say
Maybe
that's
2% of the
typical.
world is capable of it, but I think it's like with the boundaries. I think it's possible.
I have a question, right? Let's say you've been dating someone for, it doesn't matter, the amount of time. Would you feel comfortable with that woman emotionally relying on another man with the stuff that she wants to share? Like if you found out that she was sharing something private with him just because they've been best friends for a long time and he just knows me and X, Y, and Z. Would you, how would you feel, you think?
I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't be comfortable.
Right.
Wouldn't be comfortable because it's like, it makes like, it's almost like can you, I don't want to say can you trust the other person, but you don't know the other person. You don't know if they may have ulterior motives. You don't understand. You don't know if like, okay, do they respect your position in the girlfriend's life and such. It's like it puts you in a position where it's so much uncertainty that it's like, okay, I'm not comfortable with it.
Even if they swear, no, he has been my best friend for like 10 years. Like,
If this person, I don't want to say it's a guy thing, but as guys, we can recognize when somebody's playing the long game.
Right.
We could recognize that. So it's like, okay, if I could see that he's playing the long game, trying to plant like little seeds and XYZ and stuff like that, or like he was like being a friend, but really he was trying to like ease his way into a relationship, but then now that comes about when like she has a boyfriend. It's like, okay, we could see that. Is this person like trying to do that? If I don't know, I'd feel very uncertain about the relationship.
In that sense, well, you have even in your relationship, I think you just have that common sense of, hey, this is just something private.
Common sense ain't always
I
common.
mean,
Never.
It's common sense ain't always common,
then
bro.
if that person doesn't have common sense, is that somebody you want to
I mean,
call
these
your girlfriend?
I mean, these are the times that you find out that common sense isn't that common.
For Vlad.
that
he didn't have a friendship
He
before.
didn't have a friendship.
I see what you. But it's like okay, you think things like usually you think okay everything's going smoothly, and then this type of situation happens.
usually I have from personal experience because I haven't been in a situation like that. I think the people who I choose to call my friends are those that would know, hey, if I tell you X, Y, and Z, that's between me and you. It's like if you tell me, oh, hey, I don't know, something that went on emotionally, I'm not gonna go be like, yo, guess what so and so told me. Like there's things you just know. Like, hey, you don't tell somebody because it's none of their business.
Wait, hold on. So let's just make sure I understand. Are you saying that sometimes, like with your friendships, that you don't tell your partner stuff, or do you share everything?
Oh, this is just me talking in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if there's something I'm not gonna tell. Well, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't tell my partner something that I
So it's a
wouldn't
little different.
that I wouldn't tell my friend.
No. I'm talking about getting information outside, and then do you keep it to yourself, or will you share it with your partner?
So it depends. If it's information that's not supposed to be shared, I'm personally not gonna share it. I know there's some people that are like, yo, you ever saw there was a TikTok trend going on where like it's like
the wife would like keep this a secret and then they throw it to their husband and stuff like that.
It's something of that general sense. I personally, I think that's a little wrong. Well, not a little. I know it's wrong, because if you entrust me with something, I'm like, oh no, you're entrusting us. You don't have a personal relationship with my wife.
But they do with you, and if you're supposed to be one, then what's the point if they can't handle that same information?
But I'm entrusting something with you, not the marriage.
Okay, so what's the point?
So I think it's like, how do you operate as friends while you're in a relationship with somebody else? Or is it like what boundaries separate your interactions with your spouse or with your girlfriend than with your friend of the opposite sex?
In the sense of confidentiality, I operate the same in and out of a relationship. Like if you tell me something that you only want me to know,
Your partner's not gonna, your girlfriend's not gonna.
she's not going to know at all. Because like, for example, if somebody tells me, hey, I'm struggling with depression, I'm not going to be like, yo, baby, bro, you know this man over here depressed?
That's
I
crazy.
mean,
But you wouldn't say it like that.
don't
You'd
have to
probably
say
be
like
like,
that.
pray for him or
Right.
something.
I'll leave it at pray for him.
So what you're saying is that your confidentiality, I guess, is more important than your relationship, because this becomes dangerously close to keeping things that you don't think that your partner can handle based off of what you believe versus what they can handle.
True.
Okay, so
Because if, like, let's just think about the level of something that someone tells you. If this was a conversation about suicide, if this was a conversation about like big things, right, this is going to actually affect you as a person. This person has now given you information, and then you're going to go into your relationship and you don't think that's going to bleed? You're just going to go in it as like your full authentic self, doesn't affect you in any way, and she or your partner can't know what's going on with you because you are being...
Well, in that sense, like, if we're going to use an example of suicide, if somebody calls to me and is like, yo, I'm feeling suicidal, how's my partner going to help? What is she going to do?
Support you.
I'm going to go to talk to somebody who can actually help this person.
No, but I'm talking about you.
I mean, I don't think, if it gets to the point where like it's really affecting me, then that's a different story.
But it's
Girl, if your best friend tells you, I'm
Right.
feeling suicidal, you're going to feel a type of way. Like,
You're
you're going to be
definitely gonna
ruminating
feel-
about that probably. Or, like,
Best homegirl?
That's what I'm
God
saying.
forbid it's
It's like-
homegirl. Yeah,
Right.
like...
So, I mean,
It's a slip. I believe it's a slippery slope when you choose to keep certain things from your partner because it doesn't allow them to authentically show up for you.
right.
And then it leads to the conversation of like, how did you not know? Which is what we're trying to avoid, right? All these moments where it's like, I didn't know, or I didn't see, or did I miss something? Did I not? Right?
Right.
You're like on eggshells, and that can lead to resentment.
Well, if it's going to make or break a relationship, okay, that's something that you can have a conversation about. But if it's something like, I don't know, like if it's, I don't see, I feel like if I tell somebody something, that's between me and them. Nobody, you can torture their partner. They should say, I don't know what y'all are talking, what the
Yeah.
conversation was
That's
about.
great. But that's the problem, though. It's like if I'm asking a friend to be, or if I have a homegirl and she has a boyfriend, and I'm asking her to have a, not just secret, but have a level of intimacy with me.
Right.
As far as like information and feelings or whatsoever that she doesn't have with her partner, that she doesn't have with her boyfriend, that's a problem.
So you saying she wouldn't
She
keep what her
can't trust
boyfriend
me.
says confidential?
Right. She can't trust me more than she trusts her boyfriend.
If she can't take what her boyfriend says and keep it confidential, that's on her.
Right. So
No, the
even
other
with
way.
us.
No, I think
So
it's
it's
the other
like,
way.
let's say my homegirl, she for some reason feels more open and more comfortable with me than her own boyfriend. Mm-hmm. That's a problem.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm saying, yo,
Go to your boyfriend.
if it's like a constant thing, if it's like, yeah, every time something comes up, yo, I will be here for you, but you have to, like, you're in a relationship with this person. Why are you not telling them?
So choose to be more open with that person.
Encourage them.
Is there a part of you that like, or a part of the interaction that cuts off, like when, like I'll be honest, like I had a homegirl, right? And the friendship was a little weird at some point, and I kind of told her that I was like, hey, I'm not comfortable having a friendship dynamic that I can't explain to a girlfriend. I like before it ever went further than that. I felt like, okay, that was me being upfront with you know, either feelings or whatsoever. Like I wanted this to stop right at the start. Is that needed for like a guy and girls to be best friends, or is it just like, you know, forget being best friends?
Is it? I mean, if you have a relationship dynamic you can't explain, then
You got to cut off the friend.
you shouldn't be adding anybody else in your life at that point to complicate it.
So cut off the friend.
No, figure out what is that and deal with it. And if
Yeah.
you, and
That's
if
good.
And if it's not an actual friendship,
then
Yeah.
don't bring me into it. I'm not.
But that's also like that's really tough for the person that was that friend that you were just like, yeah, we can cut this out so I can move on. Like,
it's weird. Like even some guys, it's like once a guy gets in a relationship,
wow.
you know, we never hear from bro anymore.
Oh.
But
Oh.
no, I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
Nah,
But it's like
you exposed them on the pod one time.
no. Relax. I keep it confidential. I'm a professional here.
Yeah,
I'm a professional
okay.
here. But it's like even with like let's say I have a homegirl, it's like okay, once I get a girlfriend, do I just cut all the homegirls off?
No.
You just put them in a specific spot.
It's about prioritization.
Right.
Yes.
So
There are rules, yeah.
who are you going to? Who is the first person you're calling or contacting when something exciting happens? When you
Yeah.
need comfort? When you like I think it's about that. Like who becomes a priority from the opposite sex, at least.
And I think it naturally gets less. I don't even think you have to like if it's a true friendship.
Naturally.
Yeah, I think that sometimes you don't even have to say it because, like you said, he would just naturally support you. Like, bro, like I want you to be happy. Like he's naturally like
Yeah.
gonna not be like, oh my gosh, why don't you hang out? He knows exactly why you're not
Right.
hanging out anymore. Like he's now in a relationship, and then now he needs a little bit more time to focus on the relationship. So yeah, like I don't even think you need to like say it. And then when the question comes up of, hey, why aren't you talking to me more? Why aren't you hanging with me more? It's like, what's going on here?
I can see how that'd be like a problem.
Like this must be more than just a friendship at this point. There
Right.
must be something else.
Do you think it's unfair?
Ghosted them like for years.
Do you think it's unfair? Like sometimes, like okay, let's say you had a really strong friendship with this girl, but all of a sudden you got a girlfriend. And I was like, okay, hey, find somebody else to be a really good friend with.
I think that that's not really a friendship, to be honest. I think that that's a stepping stool. I think I think that okay, for me, I'm gonna just be honest about friends. When it comes to friendships, even though it's gonna sound sad. It's gonna sound like I'm a little sketch, but when you are friends with someone, I think that friendships deal more with something that the person offers into your life. I don't think like people choose to be friends with people that they don't think they can get something from.
Right.
So when I look at, okay, me and a guy and a girl being best friends, what were they getting out of it? If it stops when you start a relationship, it was never just a friendship.
Can I ask something though? Because some people, like, they treat their friendships like buffers for relationships.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's something more. It's
Right.
not just a friendship.
When do you say, okay, hey, this is a friendship that's never going to be more than
It
a friend?
should be natural.
It
My
should
God,
be
you should
natural.
not be having to draw boundaries with the opposite
Yeah.
sex
Yeah.
of like, don't call me this time, or like, we need to tone it down when I have a girlfriend, because that means you were doing relationship stuff with that
Common
friend before you got a
sense.
partner. So, yeah.
I feel that way. But again, common sense ain't always common. It's
I
like
think we
sometimes
went-
you do. I don't think it's a problem that you have to say those things out loud. I think it's more respectful sometimes.
I think you were being the emotional support of that friend to a level
Yeah.
Got
that
dangerous.
was
Yes.
maybe a little bit too intimate, or a little bit too more like a little bit too reliable.
Right.
I think a lot of times in our relationships or friendships, because that's the context we're talking about, we expect other people to provide a lot of emotional comfort.
Right.
And we have to keep in mind we're human, we have biological rules.
Right.
Men and women have a very specific dynamic when
Right.
it comes to savior complex. Not everyone. It's not. I don't think it's a
Not
bad
true.
thing. I think it's how y'all are wired, right? And we're wired a little bit differently. But that dynamic, right? I think a lot of females can take advantage of it, not with a bad connotation, but like, this makes me feel safe and good, and I know he's always gonna be there. While that interaction may feed the male ego a little bit more than it should.
I think
that's what makes it a little bit hard to cut off at some situations.
more than I thought so. I wholeheartedly agree. Because sometimes, like,
The defensive black.
because I'm like, as guys, yes, there's a dynamic where we want to I don't want to say take care, but it's like we want to make sure everybody around us, especially if it's women around us,
That's
are doing
good,
good.
yeah.
And if it's a female friend, we're more attentive. And then when we have romantic feelings, we become more attentive.
Right.
And I think that leads us to the ideas of, okay, like if I do better as a friend, then it's going to evolve into a relationship. If I do better at this, she's going to become my girlfriend in XYZ. I think that you're right in that. But it's like, okay, where do you stop? Or where do you notice that you're going down that path and then speak up about it?
I think, well, that's my thing. Across the board, one of the things that I've always like noticed when people have conversations, right? It's super easy to label them. Very rare I ever hear anyone able to label them in the moment. So majority of the times these conversations, right, happen when the partner of the person that's outside of the best friend relationship says something.
Right.
It's very rare. It's like two best friends and they're like, oh my gosh, we're just like the bestest of friends. Like, what do you think is something like we should stop doing or should start doing? Like, it's never really like that.
Right. It usually follows like, okay, hey, your boyfriend being like, hey,
right,
this condom,
exactly.
This
Like, I didn't feel that much comfortable, or like a parent saying something. It's never truly like the person in that moment, like, let me really think about my life. Let me like really dig deep on like, is this safe for moving forward? Because as I said, like, if you have to identify that there's a difference, you knew that it wasn't just a friendship. Like you wouldn't need to clean it up.
Please explain.
Because now that I think about it, like if I have a partner, my best friend relationship with females honestly doesn't have to change that much.
Right.
So why then does my female, like opposite sex, you know, like
Why does that have to change?
Right.
I think it's okay to change though.
Yeah, of course it's okay to change.
Is it okay to address that change? Or
Of
just
course.
like, okay, or even like on the front end, it's like, okay, if me and this girl are friends, right? But we both expect to have other relationship partners. Is it worth having a conversation? I think so.
If you said if you're best friends,
If I'm best friends with a homegirl, right? And is it worth it to have the conversation of like, okay, hey, when I get a girlfriend and when you get a boyfriend, things gonna change between us, right?
is there a clear cut line? Is there any type of gray area where y'all are something more than best friends?
I'm trying to avoid that gray area.
If there's that gray area, then y'all gotta once again figure that out. But I think it's like going back to what Camille was saying, it's just a natural separation that happens.
That's heartbreaking.
I mean,
It's
yeah, it
natural.
can kind of suck.
Because wait, if you're best friends or just friends, right? The conversation's gonna go like this first. Oh my gosh, like it's a guy, right? Like, oh my gosh, bro, like I just met this girl, like she's so fine, like I think it's gonna go well. Like you're not gonna be like, dang, bro, so when are you gonna hang out? Like when are you gonna play with me? Like
you should be excited, for the trading of time that is happening. You're
or
not like
vice versa, like
I'll
for
be
a
honest
girl.
with you. If I have a homegirl and I tell her about, like, I'll be honest, actually.
I'll say it.
Sound like they ain't friends, but go ahead.
No, it's like, don't turn on me now. But I'm like, if I'm telling a girl about somebody I like, there is no chance that I like her or like the girl.
Oh,
Like you may not think. I think a girl will play that card.
yes. She might even want to see what you're gonna say based off of her telling you that.
Why the mind games?
Why the mind games?
Why the mind games?
That's
Why
one
the
question.
mind games?
But
If I tell my homegirl, hey, this is a girl I like, XYZ, she should be taking it as, okay, this is always gonna be a friendship.
Okay, I'll say why the mind games, because men also do that. I've also known guys to be like I'm sure
Tell
I've
them about a
known
girl?
some, they're like, oh bro, like I done this, I did that, and do this, but then when you move on, they're like, wait, I didn't know you were gonna start talking to other people. You're like, huh? So only you could talk to people? That's strange.
I'll be honest. If a girl I'm trying to talk to tells me about a guy she's interested in, I'm saying, okay, cool.
But that's why I talk about
Charge it to the game.
confidence. Yeah.
But then that's also you. I feel like that's a you, like you can't hide it. Like if you feel like something's starts to change within you, like I don't know if it's jealousy or something. Like I can think you personally, it shows a lot.
It doesn't, bro. It doesn't.
Yo,
Bro,
guys, Vlad had this thing where he thinks he's slick. He is
very
not
slick.
slick. We had this whole conversation like a month ago.
We did have this conversation.
It was like 5
and
on
I still
1.
maintain my position.
Yo, y'all who watching the podcast,
Hey,
there's a few of y'all
relax,
know
relax,
he's not
relax,
slick.
relax. See, listen, I'm saying it's like, okay, if I wouldn't think to play mind games like that. If I think this person is going for somebody else, but I was interested, I'm like, okay, cool, charges to the game. This is always going to be a friendship.
Oh, so that's what I was gonna say. When I refer to like people are not always aware of their feelings in the moment, a lot of times the mind games comes when they realize that they have feelings. Like for me, I remember there are times where I'm like, man, I'm cool, like I'm so chill, like I'm perfectly fine. Then I get information, and then all of a sudden I'm like, is that hate in my heart? Like, am I a hater?
Hate is crazy.
Like, and so like then you find yourself like playing games, and you're like, what? Like I thought I was perfectly cool. I thought this was fine, and it's not till after that the emotions come in, and you're like, oh, I'm actually not that chill. So I don't think it's always like the intention of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna plot on this man. I think sometimes it just happens when you're like, you find yourself in a spot, and then also you have to identify that you had feelings, and a lot of people are not
I try
willing
to do that as soon as possible. That's me.
Sometimes feelings don't develop until you get to know the person a little bit. So maybe you don't want to ruin the friendship. So you're like
Right.
testing the water, see if you get a jealous reaction, or if the other person
Correct.
says something, or it's like, oh, trying to step in and prevent,
Chum in the water.
you getting into another relationship.
Yeah.
We can't pretend like you see someone once and you're like, yeah, I'm in love with them.
In love is, I never said,
You know what
I
I
never
mean? Like,
said in
you're
love
like
here,
the-
okay? I want that to be
Vlad,
known.
beware. If you meet Vlad one day next week, he's gonna propose, guys.
He's definitely proposing.
But I'm like, when I think about it, right? I'm thinking about it, chill. I'm thinking about it like, okay, if I'm curious about being romantic with this person, I want to know if it's good, if it has a chance to be like that, or if it's like, okay, if it's not gonna be a chance, cool. Let's develop an actual friendship. Because for me, at least, I don't want to be months into a friendship saying, dang, I got feelings for her. I'm afraid to ruin the friendship. I'm afraid to she's going to say X, Y, Z. She's going to say she's not interested. Then it's going to be awkward. Then we can't be friends anymore. Me, I'm more like trying to, okay, how do I avoid that situation?
Can you be friends with someone that you have feelings for? Or you had feelings for?
I think you can answer this.
Oh.
With your best friend. Well, that dude.
Oh.
But she didn't know,
think-
right?
How does he navigate it?
Do you think he... Let me shut up.
I was given an ultimatum.
Oh. I'm proud of that.
I obviously was like, absolutely not. And then it was like, let's move on. Let's continue with life. And life did continue. There was a period of time where I was like, I'm going to let you figure out stuff because you clearly need to, and that's the thing about stuff like that. Like, I had so little to do with the actual feelings.
I don't think it's always... I'm not saying you're
No, yeah,
but I'm thinking it's like, okay, sometimes the person doesn't have to do anything for you to have feelings. That's why I say curiosity.
I'm not going to lie, you're kind of easy.
Me?
If you can do nothing to get someone to like you,
So
that's
based on looks.
No.
Like, what are you talking about?
You gotta walk in.
I'm saying...
Through that
There's a
door
point in
right
high
now.
school where a girl could smile at me and I'd be like, oh,
Man,
babe, my wedding
listen,
day,
I'm not gonna say men are easy, but it doesn't take. We're just
Actions? It doesn't take actions? That's what you said, right?
not always. I'm just saying, like, you're curious about what it could be. If it's not, it's cool.
That's not even you liking that person. That's lust or
what
attraction.
I'm
Like
saying,
that's not
that's
even like you're
not-
gonna.
Okay, so what's the difference then?
Oh,
Like, how much do you have to know about them to like them, to be interested romantically?
I think I would want to know that person's character a little bit before I make my mind
Right.
to like I want to invest time romantically or not.
Yeah.
Somebody can look fine, and I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I want to romantically invest. I'm curious
Correct.
from the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. This
He's looking for backup, and I'm like, yeah.
yeah, there are people. There's like,
So you feel like you gotta
I'm
really
not saying that.
understand their character to ever like,
Date them.
right?
Yes.
okay, why are you dating?
Right.
To get to know them.
What's a
You know,
friendship?
no,
okay,
what's the
what's the point of a relationship? When you say to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
"Will you be my girlfriend?" Are you dating for marriage? Or are you dating
right?
like just for the vibes for the time being?
For the vibes,
for the
right?
vibes. I would say definitely for me, relationship is towards marriage.
Okay,
Dating,
so-
what I would think is like, okay, dating is to see if this would be a relationship that would lead to marriage. What does it need? Like,
What does it?
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
identify what dating is for us.
so
What's included in dating?
dating would be including, I don't know if you knew it, but like dates. That would
Is
be
that it?
No, not that wouldn't be it.
Okay,
That's
what
like
else?
the start of it.
No. I need to know everything
Yeah.
that's
Give us our
within
definition.
dating.
Your
We need to
definition
know.
for
Dating as in far as like, okay, we're developing essentially intimacy that would lead towards a relationship. Not extreme intimacy in a sense like that, but I'm more like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a romantic sense of intimacy. I'm not gonna be romantic with a homegirl. I'm gonna be romantic with the girl I'm dating. That would lead to
What's
a relationship.
romantic intimacy?
Right, because there's different levels of intimacy. You make it like shared communication. Intimacy is telling them a secret. Is sharing about your life, relationships, your parents. Like, do you like pause? We need to be in a relationship first. Like, what is your distinction of dating? Because for me, I can go on dates. That's what I'm saying. There are different kinds of dates. There are friend dates. So I won't say just because I went to a...
My bad. My bad. Friend dates.
Yes.
You don't go to eat with your homegirl, just the two of you.
I think. Go ahead. Let me not speak for you.
I would never call that a date. I would never.
What
call
is that
a
called?
friend. Hanging out with the friend. That's hanging out. That's
mean,
like
that
a
was
chilling.
So
You
the date
hungry?
requires a romantic partner on the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
If
Yes.
I kind of agree.
My bad.
If-
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
But see,
No,
but that's what I'm
because-
saying. What are we using Webster? Are we
Yeah,
using
the
our
word
person?
doesn't make it romantic.
Right.
We gotta use like objective. You pull up Webster?
I pull up Wikipedia.
This man brought up
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
That's not a reliable
That is
source.
not a reliable
Listen,
source.
I have problems with my teacher. This is the off podcast conversation, but Wikipedia is not as bad.
Do not incriminate yourself, bro.
It's not. Wikipedia is not. What do you think of me?
Hey,
Wikipedia is not as bad as we think.
it's not a credible source, bro.
But it's not a credible source. I need Webster. Go
Yeah.
ahead and pick up Webster.
It depends on what the conversation is.
What is a date?
Oh no, wait. We don't. I don't have it pulled up yet.
Look
So
up. Matter of fact, whatever, man.
y'all can continue while I look it
No,
up.
because
Look
I
up
need
Webster's dictionary.
of dating. Yes.
What is dating? We gotta come to that
He was
conclusion
like,
right now.
like you're making it seem like you're like if it's a girl and a guy, but they're coworkers, it's not a date.
No.
Well, okay.
No.
Cambridge, is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
The activity of going on dates equals meetings between two people who have or might have a romantic relationship, especially in the hopes of finding a partner.
That's Webster's
That's Cambridge.
Cambridge. Okay, and that's a date
Yes.
or dating.
That's dating.
Oh,
Okay, what's
You
a
want
date?
a date?
Because I wouldn't say like if I went out with a guy like, oh yeah, we're dating.
Right. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless that's an actual like romantic date.
I was not dating, so you specify,
Right.
Well, for me,
Right.
this is a date.
Right.
So are
We're
we
in a
calling
date
it
right
lunch?
now?
Are we calling
No.
it dinner? What are we calling it?
If I
we're going
say,
out?
hey, let's go to lunch and catch up, that's not a date. At least not to me.
we're just calling it lunch.
We're calling it a lunch.
Okay.
If I say, hey, I want to go on a date with you because I want to be in a relationship. down the
No,
line.
but you don't even have to do all that other talking, right?
You're
Like,
right,
according
but
to
it's
you,
assumed.
it's
It's
just
assumed
it's
she
a
would
date,
know. She
right.
would read his mind.
You're like, I'm trying to go on a date. That means all those other words. that's what it would mean, right?
I mean, I thought so.
Oh.
We can't assume on the podcast.
I think maybe I wasn't using Webster, but in my mind, I've just, as a universal thing, but see, no, that just still doesn't work for me.
When everybody has different definitions, sometimes things can get muddy. As in, like,
Right.
okay, guys be like, "Oh yeah, I spent money on her. I did spend time and money."
So then, what
effort."
would be Webster's? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll go from an appointment to meet at a specified time.
Hold on, but what you look up?
Just a date.
There's another one, a person with whom one has a usually romantic date, an engagement for a professional performance. So I mean, it still falls in the criteria of it can still be identified as a date.
If we're speaking technicalities, yeah. If we're talking like social,
No, because
what it means.
No,
then
because
that's
okay, I go off of the definition because then it can get really like it can
It
get
can
like
get
this
muddy.
where like exactly
Right.
where like someone else. It's never like the person who's like no, it wasn't a date, it was lunch. Like at that point, they can pull up the dictionary and say so. Then
Right. I think like for people to like have the understanding of what they're doing, I think that's why it would be important to be upfront with it. Like if this is like okay, we're going to be friends or we're not interested in anything more, then I think that's best understood at the start. Even if it takes like an uncomfortable conversation, at least that's what I would think. Just so like okay, we don't end up down the line and then people kind of get hurt by what they thought was there.
But I just think at this point of our lives, like, how would you pursue a friendship then?
right.
How would I pursue a friendship?
Yeah, with the opposite sex.
I would say it's like pursuing a friendship is intentionally spending time to develop not a romantic relationship, but to develop a sense of like community with them. That's what I would say. That's the word I would be looking
So-
for. I would like to add them toward like a community aspect.
How many
playing
lunches?
Sims.
How many lunches is it before you like? You make it seem like okay, if I call it lunch instead of dating or a date, then like is 5 lunches before you catch feelings? Is 10 lunches before you catch feelings? Like, what does it matter the distinction of the title of your meeting?
Like, would you pursue a friendship with the opposite sex by going on dates or lunches, only the two of you?
Say
Or is
that
it-
one more time. I forgot. I didn't.
Well,
get the
you're
first
good.
part.
Would you pursue a friendship, right? Because you're saying
friendship,
that a
okay.
friendship with the opposite sex, you're still putting in time and intention to getting to know them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Would you go on, you and the other person on a date or on a lunch? Like, would you
I would
allow
say
that?
it
Is
could
that
be
okay?
like. I would say it could be like that.
Okay, what's the romantic aspect that you keep throwing around
'Cause to
that you
me,
would
I'm-
add to it?
I'm thinking of the end goal. If the end goal is community, then that's a friend. That's being a friend, or that's developing a friendship. If the end
Okay.
goal is romantic relationship, then I would call that romantically dating.
So you would be like with your friend that you're trying to become, develop
Right.
from the opposite sex. You'd be like, we're here on this lunch, right? But it's with the end goal of you being added to my community or to my
Right.
friend bucket.
Right.
I would say yeah.
You
I
would
wouldn't spell it out like that,
I was
but
like,
it's
hear
like
ye, hear ye. All who are here.
You have no choice but to be my
Right.
friend. Okay.
some people didn't have a choice. Did you have a choice?
Oh,
Yes.
you would
Yeah.
date Sam. I'm
Right,
Did
and
you
he
have a choice?
requires nothing.
Did you have a choice of being my friend?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, got you.
But then also like there are things that distinguish, where things are going.
Is this okay?
Oh yeah, they both went out.
okay.
The cameras are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Like if I'm going out and I'm paying for your meal every time, like, well, there are other things like opening doors are like that's more like a chivalry thing.
So you're not doing that for your
You're not opening
female
doors for
friends?
homegirls?
That's what I'm saying. It's a chivalry thing. So if you open doors for all your lady friends, you can't. That's not a distinguishing action.
Right.
But like paying for all their meals,
Oh nah.
like going out of my way often to do things that I wouldn't do for a friend. Like every time I go somewhere, oh, I thought of you. I got you this.
But a girl would know that you're doing that with a romantic
You
intention.
think girls would know?
No, they don't.
If-
They know.
They
I'm
do
telling
know.
you, they know. They know.
I need to talk to your female friends because I'm.
And
what?
I think that they're willing to plead ignorance, but they know.
but they know, and that's a different
Late night girl
conversation.
conversations.
Yeah.
Weaponized ignorance.
Right.
That's
Weaponized
it.
ignorance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the thing. I mean, I wouldn't say I think about it on a regular, but it's like, there's like, if I'm interested, I would assume either they know or they're not, and they're not showing, or they're just oblivious. That's what I would think.
I doubt they're ever oblivious. I think we could take oblivious
You
out of it.
think?
No,
If-
okay. I would say oblivious if and only if, like, even for relationships, right? Like if you receive love, like when we talk about love languages, right? I don't, just disclaimer, I don't believe that there's only one like love language you can have. I think you can I can want all of them, right?
Right.
I think that like if you're giving them gifts, right, and they don't like the gifts you got them, they can see it as like just like, okay, whatever, like you got me stuff. I don't think they would see that as, oh my gosh, he's pursuing me, he's trying, right? I think that's a little different. And I think sometimes like guys like to say, well, I did this and I did that, and it's like, oh, okay, well, everyone does that.
I'm gonna be honest. We as guys, and even myself at times, when you have feelings, everything gets like she could do them
delulu.
Right, a little delulu, a little, because it's like, okay, you have feelings like anything can, like she did this for you. It's like, okay, cool, but like everything feels like progress when you have feelings for them.
As a man,
Anything.
No, I misspoke.
So them saying hi to you first, that's something.
Oh, what? You went out of your way to say hi to me?
See?
As guys, you could conflate these things in your head based off of the feeling that you have.
I'm so glad that you said as guys.
I mean, I was being
Some guy.
Sam acted big and bold, like he's not like about this, bro. Come on, be humble.
There was a point in my
Be humble.
There will be a time.
Thank you.
No,
yes.
listen, there was a point in time.
Yesterday.
Now,
When you suffered from Delulu.
but yesterday's the past. Right?
No,
We're looking,
hey,
we're
that's
looking to
true.
things ahead.
Right.
But yeah, there was a point in time where like
Hold on. Ladies, come on. Don't act like men are the only ones being deluded.
I think if you have a history, like you've dated a man in the past,
So women have never,
like
or
the only people I've seen, and I hate to say this, but I don't hate it that much. But hey, is I've only seen Christian women or men who kind of suffer from the delulu where they haven't dated in the past.
oh, it's everybody suffering.
And they tend to like I personally, like all the people that I know who are I'm not gonna say avid because that's crazy, but people who've dated, say at least 3 people or 4 people, can see like what's a non-romantic versus romantic, what relationship, what like a friendship, like
Right.
versus the people who like I'm not gonna lie, I have seen people who are full sufferers of delulu where it's like, hey, he opened the door for me, but
You gotta
he
be
opens
signed.
the door for everyone.
Right.
you
Or
gotta
like,
have standards for yourself.
so I have seen that, but they just happen to be, and it's tough because I'm in a smaller group, like a smaller demographic around other Christians, where
Right.
I would see that. But then I've also spent time with non-Christians, and I'm like, oh, this is not just a life thing. This is not a world thing. This is a specific group of people who.
You really think? Because I'll be honest with you, I have homegirls of like all different types.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you think they would piece that, okay, this is just normal behavior, but really there's like, oh, this person's interested. It's guys and girls suffering from this. It's an epidemic.
I just
Whoa.
I just think it's hard. Like, I doubt that if a man is contacting me rather daily
Right.
in a group event, he makes effort to talk to me privately, right, or one-on-one, and he remembers things. He maybe throws a compliment here and there. Like, he doesn't need to tell me, hey, I want to pursue you as more than a friendship for me to categorize those actions or those behaviors as in like, oh, he's like a little bit interested in getting to know me. Like, I don't think you need to verbalize that. Or if they're asking you, hey, I want to see you, or like, I want to spend time with you one-on-one. Like, personally, I believe that at this age, a man should not be coming to me and individually asking to spend time with me only to develop a friendship if we don't have a community around us. Like, I think friendships at this age happen because, you're in a group and you hang
Right.
out and you see each other.
Right.
And it's not like you can hang out with them one-on-one, but I think the intention and how often those interactions are one-on-one should be saved for pursuing dating or marriage.
Got you. Any thoughts, Sam?
Just listening. I don't. It's. Yeah, I don't necessarily say I go out and seek regular friendships. Like if it happens, it happens. But it's not
Right.
like on the it's like a priority in my mind. Like for example, dating a girl would be if I'm more likely to go out and try to find somebody to take out with romantic interest as opposed to somebody to be, my another homegirl.
So, hey guys, if there's anyone out there who's been out with Sam, just know that it was a date. It was a romantic date.
Starting today.
Just wanna put that
Starting
out there.
on.
It was in fact a date, a romantic date, and he is pursuing you.
I like this. I really like this conversation. I think we covered over all bases of what these things are, what things aren't. Of course, unfortunately, the definition of dating can change, whether it's Webster, whether it's,
Camille.
Cambridge, everything all together. But I like this conversation on dating. I think it's important for people to know, or at least to think about, in a sense, especially friends, best friends, and how do you balance that with relationships. That's all important because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not trying to fail. But that's a conversation for another day. But thank you guys for watching. I really like this conversation. Please tell them where they can find you on Instagram, anywhere else.
Instagram at Ellie Mac Photo or my website, elliemacphotography.com. Ellie Mac is backwards for my name Camille, if you're wondering. Yeah.
I have a nutrition page. I'm in grad school for it. It's called Fueling a PhD.
Got you. Sam, you want to plug any Instagrams, anything?
Just tag me.
I got you. I'm going to tag all of them down below, but you guys know exactly where to find me. Echo of Vlad _ Do not forget that _ absolutely everywhere. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. I'm confident that I'm going to see you in the next one. But as I say with everything, I wish you all the best. And with the rest, God bless.